Hey guys, this is your host Nitin Binhani and a very warm welcome to my startup podcast channel Jazair Audio, where we share real stories with real learnings.
In today's podcast, we will dive into the typical challenges that D2C brands face when pivoting from online to offline model. To explain this, we'll be looking at a real-life example of Clensta, a D2C brand that made waves for its innovations and its recent struggles, as reported by the CapTable.
First, the disclaimer. The content of this podcast is based on media reports and is for informational purposes only. We do not verify the accuracy of the information presented, nor make any claims about the startups or individuals mentioned in this podcast.
Clensta, founded by Puneet Gupta, claims to be India's first personal care brand infused with the goodness of nature and backed by technology. Since its inception, it quickly gained traction in the beauty and personal care market and soon caught the eye of big-name investors like actor Pariniti Chopra and the UAE's royal family. But as the founder pivoted from an online-first strategy to an offline expansion, things got tricky, and the startup now finds itself in a precarious financial situation. Taking Clensta as an example, let's dive into some of the key challenges that D2C brands face when pivoting for offline expansion model. High operational costs. First up, let's talk about operational costs. Clensta invested heavily in recruiting top talent from their competitors such as Honasa, aka Mamaearth, and M Caffeine. This significantly increased their overheads, accounting for a quarter of their total expenses. Then there's the issue of working capital. The rapid scale-up in offline model requires substantial working capital to stock shelves, manage distribution, and most importantly, deal with the credit terms with distributors. Clensta found that a lot of their money was tied up in receivables, which spooked potential investors, who considered it blocked money that wasn't readily available for other critical operations, thereby making them hesitant to invest. Financial constraints and inability to raise funds. Speaking of finances, Clensta is in a tight spot with only 6 months of cash left. It has been on the lookout for strategic investments from big players like Hindustan Unilever, Dabur, Emami, Godrej, and even Amazon's venture fund, but haven't yet secured a deal. Clensta has struggled to convince investors, who are skeptical primarily due to high working capital requirements and concerns about the viability of Clensta's offline-first approach. Market position and brand recognition. Another challenges Clensta faced was around its market position and brand recognition. Clensta took a product-led approach, focusing heavily on developing superior products and securing patent. While this is great for product quality, it hasn't really translated into a strong market presence compared to peers like Mamaearth. Furthermore, Clensta resisted spending heavily on advertising, which is a norm in the D2C space. This conservative approach only contributed to lower brand recognition and further raised concerns among investors about the startup's ability to attract and retain customers in a highly competitive, cutthroat market. Offline model hurdles. Managing offline sales also brought its own set of headaches. Dealing with distributors means managing receivables, and although Clensta generally gets paid within 60 to 70 days, it adds complexity to their cash flow management. This, combined with the already tight financial situation, makes day-to-day operations even more challenging. Despite all these hurdles, Clensta maintains that offline sales are more sustainable and profitable in the long run. The founder believes in the potential of physical retail to drive brand growth. However, the immediate financial strain and investor reluctance pose significant barriers for sustainable growth. Conclusion. Clensta's experience underscores the difficulties D2C brands face when shifting from online to an offline-first model. High operational costs, financial instability, low brand recognition due to conservative marketing, and complex offline model collectively can make this transition difficult. For any D2C brand considering this path, it's crucial to weigh these factors carefully and plan meticulously. That's it for today's episode on the challenges of offline expansion for D2C brands.
And with this, we have reached at the end of this podcast. Thanks for your valuable time and please like, comment and share.